Coming up, we'll talk with the chief executive of a company that's seeking FDA approval of a drug to treat migraines. It's delivered by a small film strip that dissolves on your tongue. If you've ever had trouble swallowing pills, I know I have, when you're not feeling well, there might be a better way to get your medicine. Horst Zerbe is a pioneer in using thin strips of film to deliver drugs that melt on your tongue. He's the chief executive of IntelGenx, which is seeking FDA approval of a drug to treat migraines. Welcome to Taking Stock.
Thank you for having me.
You've been in the pharmaceutical R&D business for a long time.
Well, my entire professional career was in drug delivery.
Talk to us about the drug delivery system that you have created.
Yeah, we initially developed 3 platform technologies with a focus on oral drug delivery, and pretty soon discovered that oral film technology would have the greatest potential. And so while we're still using all our 3 platform technologies for the development of our products, we're focusing more and more on our oral film technology that has become our flagship technology, so to speak.
You say this oral film technology, what exactly is it? How does it work?
You may be familiar with Listerine, a very thin film consisting of polymers, edible polymers. And what we do is we incorporate pharmaceutically active molecules into these films. We do that in most cases in order to achieve a very rapid onset of action. If you've ever taken Listerine, you may have noticed that the film disintegrates very rapidly in the mouth. And with that, it releases the active very rapidly into the oral cavity and makes it available for rapid absorption. So a migraine patient who feels the attack coming wants rapid relief, or probably the prevention of the typical signs of migraine to be manifesting themselves. That's why it's important to have a rapid onset of action. The film provides that besides an injection better than any other delivery system.
And so you've got a treatment that uses your delivery system that you've developed, as well as a migraine treatment, partnered them together.
Yeah.
And in terms of someone who's suffering a migraine, this works, what, instantaneously?
It works instantaneously. We've seen in most cases, generally in all cases, that by taking the film, the patient actually avoids or prevents the typical migraine symptoms to be manifesting themselves.
And you're awaiting, you're not selling this anywhere yet. You're awaiting, I know here in the United States, FDA approval.
Yeah.
Where are you in that process?
We received a so-called complete response letter. We had a little bit of a mishap there in that the supplier of our active molecule, an Indian company, received a temporary import ban, and FDA will only approve the product once that ban has been lifted, and we're working very actively with that company to lift that ban.
Well, help me out here, because you're a publicly held company. You trade here in the United States, so investors want to know. So what does this mean in terms of the approval process? Do you anticipate you could have a product, I don't know, on the market in 6 months, in 12 months?
Second half of 2015.
Second half of 2015.
It could be a little faster, but I don't want to promise that. That depends a little on how quickly our current supplier has his act cleaned up.
Dr. Zerbe, more than 36 million Americans suffer from migraines. How big of a market is the U.S. potentially for you guys?
The target addressable market would be around anywhere between 250 and 500 million, we think.
And you anticipate that eventually you could use this globally?
Yeah. We expect to get a share of that.
To get a share of that, because you do have a competitor that's out there. Because this is not just about, you've got the delivery system. You can use it for a bunch of different applications, correct? And also, if you think about pets and treating pets, I mean, there's a lot of different areas. How big do you think the total market could be for your company. Right now, you're a market cap of about 30 million.
Yeah. If I look at our pipeline, the total addressable market would be in excess of $5 billion, of which in excess of $3 billion could be attributed to our film products.
Got to ask you also, I mean, do you see yourself as a potential takeover target?
At this point, I have no interest in, I've not thought about an exit. We think we're well prepared to remain a standalone, particularly since we're currently establishing our own manufacturing.
One last question, just got about 20 seconds here. Can every treatment that's a pill today be delivered this way or not necessarily?
No. The one, or let's say the most important limiting factor is the single dose. If a single treatment exceeds 20, let's say 30 milligrams,
right,
that would be the limit of what we can formulate into a film product.
All right, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on what you and your company are doing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it. Dr. Horst Zerbe, he's the Chief Executive of IntelGenx.